Hi guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. I'm going to talk about kind of what worked and what didn't work this week here in practice. So what worked is I'm reviewing every week one of the aspects of the tech list. So this is something I want to share with you guys. I talk a lot about different technology things, and really the one I use every single day is Google Chrome. And I use it for the folders and kind of idea slide. So I want to show you kind of how I do that. So if you look up here, up on top, you can see there's all these different folders. So there's folders for my patient presentations, some church things, office things, podiatry things, and other types of things. So I put the stuff I need to access all the time in every one of my browsers, I put up here. So for example, when a patient comes in with a certain diagnosis, so I'll open up a new page here so you can see it. They come in, for example, with their first time, I pull up my welcome presentation and I share this with them. This is my welcome presentation. It kind of pops up. I put it full screen. Another thing that I use a lot within presentations, if I have an idea, let's say I have an idea for our newsletter, I'll pull up the one that says CMP. And basically, these are all just different slides of different just ideas that I have throughout the day. I put them here. And then when I put together our patient newsletter, I can put them in there. And that's the same thing I do here for Podiatry Practice Mastery. As I have ideas, I add it to this. So those are how I use the folders in the idea slide. And then I just kind of periodically, I go and purge these. This is one of my favorite links here. This is a compose link. So if I don't want to open up my Gmail and I want to compose something without getting me distracted by looking at everything, that's how I do that compose. Here is WhatsApp. This is what I use to communicate and things like that. I don't like Facebook because it gets me too distracted. So this is a app that I use to communicate with people. And I have different marketing ideas. So this is how I use the top folder bar here. Now, I also have like a reading list of things I want to listen to or read. It's called a reading list. It's right on the side. So these are different things that when I get time, I will read. And now the other cool thing is there's these little tabs up here you can see of different apps that you can add onto Google Chrome. So I have Evernote. So the way I use Evernote is basically if I get an idea, I kind of use it for my swipe file. What a swipe file is when I see a kind of a neat marketing idea, a neat email idea, some good copy that's written well, I save it directly to this. And the way I do that is basically I just click it's called a web clicker or web clipper, and I just can save the full page and it'll save it. That's how I use Evernote, mostly for that. You could use it for a lot of other things. I've talked to you guys before about this other thing called Todoist. This is where I put my task list for every day. And there are some other ones that are hidden that I don't like showing up. So I have Adobe. I don't use Genius Link. I have Grammarly, where I can check documents that they're spelled correctly. Loom is for little short videos. Screencastify is little short videos. uBlock, it takes away all the other blocking things, and Calendly, and this is for setting up meetings. And then iDropper. This is kind of funny. If I need a certain color and I'm messing with a website, I spend way too much time on this. I can get the right color I want and steal it and put it on my website, and it gives you the actual code for the color. So that's kind of a deep dive into using the Google Chrome, and these are the things that I use. Another cool thing I heard of when I was interviewing Buzz was something called Fireflies, which I thought was a neat idea. So when we do our webinars and videos, you can actually invite people to Zoom, and for about $10 a month, it can transcribe everything for you automatically. And that's kind of a cool idea. And then you can download the transcriptions, download the recordings, and make it into books and things like that. So it's a lot cheaper than Zoom. Okay, this is $10 a month, as much as you want. So it's kind of a neat idea if you do a lot of meetings or you're producing content that you want. Okay. I also did something called Healthy Living Tips. Now this goes back to the idea of we want to try to treat our ideal patients. And I find the patients I really I don't know, mesh with or like to see are the people that are kind of like me, that like this crazy healthy stuff. Like they do intermittent fasting, they do boot camps, they work out, they're interested in reading books. And so because of that, I put together something called a Healthy Living document. So the way I did this is I did it, I believe it was with otter.io. I spoke it, I wrote some notes on a piece of paper. I spoke it out, and it transcribed it, and then I put it into Designer, DESIGNERR. These are all on my recommendation page. But this is what the book looks like. Okay, Healthy Living Habits. I basically took some structure. I actually took the same book from my shoe buying guide, you can see here, and I just copied it, and I just changed the wording inside, and I uploaded it from a Google Doc, actually a regular doc, a Word doc. And a little intro here, and this I just kind of edited it, and it talks about my gratitude journal, cold showers, boot camps, bulletproof coffee, intermittent fasting, Audible for reading books, kombucha, productivity, reducing technology, different types of free focus and buffer days, and eating habits. So this specifically is for my patients because I want to attract more patients like this that are interested in living healthy and having healthy habits. And then at the end, I have a call to action if they want to learn more about me or get my free foot treatment toolkit. So this is going to be included in this foot treatment toolkit. So basically inside of the toolkit, I'm going to have this healthy, they can download the healthy habits. So you guys, I'll put a link if you guys want to get my foot treatment toolkit. You can see what it's like. And I made this on Designer. Once again, this is super cheap. I think it's like $37 for lifetime access. And I've made like my tech list here, my webinar secrets list, and things like that. Very easy to make documents. I know people do it a lot more than I do, but I think it's a cool app. I did an interview with this guy named Buzz, okay, and he talks about SEO marketing, and he brought me on to this book, which I never finished reading. It's called Profits First. I would recommend reading it. If you've read it, please put a comment or tell me. So it's something that helps you kind of focus on profit first in your company versus just wasting a lot of time, which I think I'm good at doing. So that was his interview. It was a good interview. It's on YouTube, and I'll put a little link underneath it as well. I used an editor to edit my video, so it's really easy for me to make videos, but editing them isn't fun. And so I found this guy on Fiverr, and I want to kind of explain the process. So basically, I put my requirements, a couple of links to some of the books and resources. I uploaded my actual video file here, my actual PowerPoint, and then a document explaining exactly what I wanted. And when I did that, what he did is he went in there, and for I think it was $13 or something like that, I sent it all, and he sent me this finished video. And this is the one I put on my YouTube. So he adds edits, cuts, things like that. So it makes it a lot easier to do that for video. So if you don't like making the edits, you can do it that way. Okay. And then also I did another recent video for staff training. So one of the struggles I had is we had to call up all of our patients that had ABIs, and a lot of them then didn't schedule another one a year after, which I like to do them yearly. So I did a video doing a kind of an introduction on ankle brachial index, and then why it's important for us to reschedule them. And I gave that to the staff, and I included that into a staff training. So I'm trying to make the same way I have the 30-day practice blueprint, which if you haven't joined, I would join. I'm doing the same thing kind of for the staff with videos and different training in that same format. It's just going to make it easier to do staff training that way. And then I also train them how to ask for reviews. So remember we talked, I think it was last week, about this little card. Well, I made the card, but I have to teach the staff how to do it and what they're going to give for the free gift. So I made a little video, and they played that at their last meeting, okay, to explain how to ask for reviews in the office. Also, what worked, it was kind of interesting. So the more that patients look online, the more they actually know you before they come in, and that's what's really cool. And so in my welcome packet, I talk about magic tricks. So a patient came in and asked for a magic trick. So that's just kind of a win because it shows that they're reading this stuff. Another cool thing is I had a couple of patients that had interesting fractures. And so I used Shockwave to reduce the healing by 2 to 4 weeks. That's how I kind of explain it. I can reduce it. I can speed it up by 2 to 4 weeks with Shockwave. So one was an avulsion of the 5th Met, and another one was a 3rd Met base. So both of these opted for Shockwave, and they recovered quicker than normal. I'm making a medical assistant course. I'll kind of show that. What didn't work, I didn't know this, but one of my buddies just told me already. There was no login link on Podiatry Practice Mastery, so people can get, if you have access to courses, it's now there. There's a login. You can log in and get all the courses that you've downloaded. I'm drinking too much coffee, so I'm trying to diminish that. That's not fun. We don't have decaf here in the office, so I have to buy decaf. and then overwhelmed, too many activities. And then we are trying to help get busier, all of us in the office. And that's kind of a struggle, kind of getting things busier for everyone. We tried different things, but it's been hard with the COVID getting out to meet doctors, but kind of developing a plan of how to get everyone busier at the same level in the office. So kind of working on that is a challenge. So here's the guy I did the interview with, and I'll put links. If you guys haven't downloaded the 30-day practice blueprint, I would. Please give me feedback. And by the time I'm recording this, we would have finished on our update. I'm doing the master class number 2. And I think there might be a few days, or I think it might have been taken off already by now, but that's another thing. So keep aware of your emails, the emails I send you guys. Okay, great, guys. Thank you.